In one season, the Los Angeles Lakers won just 17 games, watched as a cheating scandal unfolded in front of their eyes, and not only gave the Golden State Warriors their current championship contending roster, but also may have perfectly set up Golden State to transition into their next generation of talent, aka the Los Angeles Lakers may have very well kept the Golden State Warriors dynasty alive, and they may have done so because a rookie on their team snitched, and people say Lonzo Ball was the wrong draft pick. What's up guys, Mike here, and today we are talking about the D'Angelo Russell snitching situation, aka Snitchgate, aka D's Lows, whatever you want to call it. This situation has given the Warriors both Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga, among other key pieces to their current championship situation. And at the time, this snitching situation got so bad that ESPN reported the following during D'Lo's rookie season. Report: at a recent breakfast meeting, one source said no Laker would sit with Russell at his table. The source added that in another instance, Russell came into the locker room and sat next to guard Lou Williams, who got up and walked away. Now, presumably that man was just headed to Magic City, but obviously things were bad here. That's actually what the article said. Quote, "It's bad. It's about as bad as it can get. There were trust issues already. Now there's no trust." That is the same type of quote you would hear from somebody after their best friend just got cheated on. How did this happen though? Well, as it stands right now, D'Angelo Russell is both a point guard on the Minnesota Timberwolves and one of the NBA's biggest trade candidates for this summer. So we might be talking about him more in the very near future, but before he would play good but not great enough to avoid trade rumors in Minnesota, D'Lo was supposed to save the Los Angeles Lakers, and I know that sounds extreme, but here was the situation. In 2015, the Lakers sucked. They won 21 games, but 2016 was about to be Kobe's last season, and so the Lakers were looking to rebuild with some big time talent. And looking at the 2015 draft, we had 4 players who were considered potential big time talents at the top. D'Angelo, along with Karl Anthony Towns, Jahlil Okafor, and Kristaps Porzingis. Then with the number 2 pick, the Lakers took D'Angelo Russell, and as Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated would write after the draft, Russell is the best point guard prospect in the draft and the best freshman playmaking prospect in generations. He's a bona fide floor leader with pre-natural passing ability. Russell thrived in the pick and roll at Ohio State, and there's no reason to believe he won't do the same in the NBA. Oh, and by the way guys, it would be awesome if you could subscribe and turn on post notifications. For now, let's get back to the video. Quite a scouting report, only it was going to be hard for anyone to succeed in Kobe's last season, and the Lakers continued to be extremely bad in 2016. They were actually worse, winning just 17 games, a nightmare season for Lakers fans, a nightmare season for any fan really, and things would only get worse when the following videotape was released.
How old was you? What you like? You was 30, she was 19? Ew, bro. Stop lying. She lied.
Everybody after the club shit, you know?
What about Amber Rose? You ain't never tried? Huh?
As Bleacher Report would write, in this tape, Russell can be heard on the video at one point asking Young, "You was 30 and she was 19?" with regard to a woman he met out one evening at a nightclub. The report also mentions that Russell can reportedly be heard asking, "What about Amber Rose?" before Young responded, "No, she knows my girl." This was not only LA, this was not only the Lakers. At this point in time, it was widely publicized that Nick Young was dating Iggy Azalea, who was at her peak right now. She had just rose to fame with songs such as Black Widow, so Nick Young publicly admitting to cheating on her wasn't the best thing for their relationship. The two are no longer together, but looking deeper into this tape, the rookie, the young D'Angelo Russell, was the one who was filming this shocking confession. I mean, come on, D'Lo, what are you doing? And I said confession, but this was not supposed to be a confession. Nick Young was very, very unaware he was being filmed. D'Angelo Russell posted this on his Snapchat story, his public Snapchat story. Again, I don't condone cheating. However, this is obviously also a violation of every code of being a good teammate in the game. Basketball is a job here. Leave your work life at work, leave your personal life at home. After this video was released, people were furious at D'Angelo Russell. You know what? That's not enough. People hated D'Angelo Russell. The man was not safe anywhere he went, especially on social media, where every single post he had was filled with snitch comments. However, if you are also a fan of monogamy, fans have turned on Nick Young recently. As we can see with this exchange, page. Sure, Nick Young got some likes, but one, he's also still very salty about this. As we can see, he called Michael Rappaport a snitch and used D-Lo's name as his middle name. But two, the replies are just hilarious. Now, how did this whole snitching situation help the Golden State Warriors though? Do you remember that aspect of everything? You know, the whole title? But before we continue, guys, I'm very excited to say that this video is sponsored by Let's Get Checked. And I want to talk to you guys that are going to the gym right now, that are putting in that grind, but are not getting the results that you want to see. The thing is, your lack of commitment is not the issue here. You're lifting multiple times a week, you're hitting buys, you're hitting tries, you're hitting legs, but you just aren't seeing the gains that you want to see. Now, with that in mind, before you think about a new diet or more supplements, I want to talk to you about your testosterone. Low testosterone can cause you to lose muscle mass and to increase your body fat. Basically, it can cancel out all of your hard-earned gains. We don't want that. And yes, low testosterone is something that is more common as you get older, but it can affect men of any age. Plus, you have a hormone called SHGB that is responsible for carrying testosterone throughout your bloodstream. If your SHGB is low, you can have normal testosterone levels, but still feel the effects of low T. So let's talk about today's sponsor, Let's Get Checked. They're a worldwide leader in at-home testing kits, and their male hormone test lets you easily test your hormone levels at home. You can order a testing kit that will be delivered to you in discreet packaging with next day delivery. Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days. These results are reviewed by a clinician, and a member of the Let's Get Checked nursing team may call you to review your results. Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest levels of accreditation. So if you want to test your hormone levels without leaving home, visit trylgc.com/Mike Korzemba. And guys, Let's Get Checked hooked it up for us. If you go click the link in the description right now, or again, go to trylgc.com/Mike Korzemba, you are going to get 30% off your test. 30%. Thank you, Let's Get Checked. I'm waiting on my own results. Cannot wait to see them. And for now, let's get back to the video. Well, when this video leaked, D'Angelo Russell's time in Los Angeles was basically over. The fan base turned on him as this was Kobe's farewell season, and this video coming out in late March, shortly before Kobe's final games would take place, was not great. People wanted to focus their attention during a 17-win Lakers season on Kobe, not on another scandal, which meant Lakers fans would actually boo D'Angelo Russell, their new number 2 pick, during warm-ups before a game against the Miami Heat, and the team would also take a 40-plus point defeat against the Jazz during this stretch, a beatdown they would blame on D'Angelo Russell, not on the fact that they were a team that would win 17 games. I will say though, I'm sure that distraction did play a role. This all took place during D'Angelo's rookie season. After his second season, when the Lakers had the chance to trade their former number 2 pick, they did it as fast as possible. Magic Johnson would tell the world that the Lakers needed a leader at the point guard position, very much implying that D'Angelo Russell was not that guy. And so the Lakers ended up acquiring Brook Lopez and the pick that would become Kyle Kuzma, which sent D'Angelo Russell over to the Brooklyn Nets. Within 2 seasons with the Nets, in just the final year of his rookie contract actually, D'Angelo Russell was named an all-star. But back in Los Angeles at the time, everyone was more than ready to ship him out and draft Lonzo Ball, instead of, you know, keep someone like D'Angelo Russell and take someone like Jason Tatum. But the Lakers went with Lonzo, and if you look back at my own videos, you know I was all about it, so include me in any criticism there. The thing is though, it was this snitching situation that had caused so much animosity between D'Angelo and the Lakers fans and the Lakers organization that had both parties craving a fresh start. So D'Lo was shipped to the Nets, and that meant that when Kevin Durant was ready to leave the Golden State Warriors, when he was ready to go to the Brooklyn Nets, would you look at that? Golden State was able to get D'Angelo Russell out of this deal for salary cap purposes. There was no other reason for this. Kevin Durant was going to sign with the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets ended up giving D'Angelo Russell back to the Warriors in a sign and trade, which means at this point in time, D'Angelo Russell's trade value couldn't have been that high, but somehow Golden State just did what Golden State does. D'Angelo, even if there are trade rumors about him now, is certainly a player you would want on your team rather than nothing. And so Golden State went and got him, and they played him, and they ended up trading D'Angelo Russell that very same season, before he had played a half a season's worth of games, to the Minnesota Timberwolves for current NBA All-Star starter Andrew Wiggins. And whether or not you believe that Andrew Wiggins should have been an all-star starter, he's a former number 1 pick. He's just 27 years old. He fits perfectly on this Golden State Warriors roster. D'Angelo Russell does not fit at all on this roster. The fact that Golden State lost Kevin Durant and still were able to get Andrew Wiggins eventually back is amazing. It has kept them in championship contention right now. But get this, we're talking about keeping a dynasty alive, not just this season. And to do that, you need young players on your team going forward. Guys like Jordan Poole, James Wiseman, Moses Moody, and Jonathan Kuminga. So now let's head on over to Wikipedia, my favorite place to look at drafts, weirdly I know, where we find that with the number 7 pick, the Golden State Warriors took Jonathan Kuminga. But would you look at that? That pick is from Minnesota. That's right, it is the same trade. For D'Angelo Russell, Golden State got both an all-star starter in Andrew Wiggins, or at the very least a high-level playoff starter, and Jonathan Kuminga. That is the kind of trade package you want for D'Angelo Russell. That is the kind of trade package you want from a number 2 pick. Golden State did it again. Kuminga averaged over 9 points a game this season for the 3rd best team in the West, despite playing some games in the G League this year. He had a 15-game stretch where he averaged over 15 points per game. And in terms of the playoffs, Johnny had 9 points in just 11 minutes in a close Game 4 loss to the Nuggets. He shows a ton of promise, and the Warriors have to thank the Lakers every single day for eventually getting Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga to them. Also, of course, Brooklyn and Minnesota played a pretty big role. So there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and turn on post notifications. It's the playoffs. We're on the road to 2 million subscribers. Let's get there. Subscribe, turn on post notifications. I appreciate you guys. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. I mean, personally, I think the one on the left might be more your style, but the one on the right looks pretty awesome too. Click one, let me know what you think. And again, have an awesome day.